taking advantage of the digital world in which we live.
We live our lives online. The criminals know that, and so they target these types of attacks to our online lifestyles. People, unfortunately, see those, and when they see reputable brands like NAB's brand, unfortunately, people take that as a sign of trust, and they fall for the trickery.
US President Joe Biden is not stepping aside when it comes to the 2024 presidential election. On the closing day of the NATO summit, he called Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky President Putin. He later referred to Vice President Kamala Harris as Vice President Trump. But Mr. Biden believes he's still the best person to lead the Democratic campaign.
I think I'm the most qualified person to run for president. I beat him once, and I will beat him again. There's a long way to go in this campaign. And so I'm just going to keep moving because, look, I got more work to do. We've got more work to finish. We've made so much progress.
Tributes for American actress Shelley Duvall, who's passed away at the age of 75. She appeared in dozens of movies, including The Shining, Popeye, McCabe and Mrs. Miller, Roxanne and Annie Hall. Now turning to FIVEAA Sport.
For top brand, tailor-fitted men's suits and casual wear, see Ignition for Men, 54 Payneham Road, Stepney.
Round 18 of the AFL kicks off tonight. Collingwood meet Geelong at the MCG. The game live on FIVEAA. The Crows are at home to St Kilda tomorrow. Coach Matthew Nix is looking forward to welcoming Riley Thilthorpe back.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have him back in because we felt like his off-season and his pre-season was at a really high level.
While Port take on the Suns on the Gold Coast on Sunday. The AFLW pre-season fixture is out. The Crows and Port will go head-to-head at Port Augusta. On the 11th of August, they'll meet again in round 1 at Alberton on August the 31st. Max Purcell is just one win away from claiming his second Wimbledon doubles title. The 2022 champion and Jordan Thompson had an upset win against the top seeds overnight. He says it's been a different road to this decider compared to when he won with Matt Ebden.
Definitely a different kind of way to get to the final compared to when Matt and I did it basically every match in 5 sets with match points down. So a little more cruisy to the final, but one more to go.
We both served well, both returned well. We did everything quite well, so it was a really clean match and hopefully one more.
Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
At Collinswood, a burst water main, North East Road near Galway Avenue. At Hampstead Gardens, cars getting into a shop there, North East Road near OG Road. Slow for works at Glandor, South Road near Maud Street, and busy at Modbury North, McIntyre Road near Milne Road. Cameras this afternoon, Davenport Terrace, Richmond, and Edinburgh Road at Edinburgh. Prime Day is coming with 6 days of epic deals exclusively for Prime members. You'll feel like a big deal. Prime Day, July 16 till 21. Included with the Prime membership, $9.99 per month. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on FIVEAA.
And now the FIVEAA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
An afternoon shower or two today, showers and 15 the top tomorrow, after an overnight low of 9, a shower or two, 15 on Sunday, and another shower or two on Monday, back to 14. Currently, it is 14. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Tonight, an Adelaide mother with a severely disabled son told by a housing staffer to manifest a home. The embattled US president in a major Ukraine gaffe then follows it up with more. Revolutionary new surgery for cataracts, revealed what the nation's top CEOs are really paid, and the great SA cookie heist, the break-in with more damage than reward. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 Now.
In Adelaide and across South Australia. This is FIVEAA, always Adelaide. The FIVEAA Sports Show.
Get around the little fuck!
Stephen Rowe and Tim Jennifer.
Pick the beauty! Yeah, g'day, it's 7 after 4. The weekend is near and round 18 is only hours away as we come to you live on location today for Footy Friday. All thanks to Rusden Wines in the Barossa Valley, home of the Blackgut Shiraz. RusdenWines.com.au as I say good afternoon to Rowey and Timmy G.
Thank you, Sammy. Yeah, we're down at our old stomping ground, you call it, which is Footy Park, or at the Mosaic Hotel. How good is it? We'll get to that, Timmy. It was the home of footy. It's now been swallowed up by development in suburbia, but this part of it hasn't changed. In actual fact, it's got better. You did some of your best work out here, Timmy. 7 grand final wins.
Yeah, I've got to say, it's a bit of... it's a nice memory walking past.
Isn't it?
And I did it this morning, actually.
Oh, did you?
I was spying on the Crows. Oh. And as I was coming past, I reckon I saw Rory Sloane out there.
Oh, well, he's still on the list and he was, as far as training
obviously
and running and staying fit.
Not near other people, but he was training, playing, picking up the ball, helping out lads.
All
so,
right.
yeah.
Was he wearing goggles?
No.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
No, not at all, but he moved well, let me tell you.
they could do him. It did bring back memories. I'm not saying I got spine tingles or anything because I haven't been here for ages. It does bring back some great nostalgic memories. I mean, when this was full, it rocked.
Well, you know, as you turn into the Mosaic Hotel, that's where we used to
drive underneath
to get to park. Yeah, so there'd be, 1A, Tim Ginniver, and I'd just park in there, slot myself in there, go underneath and all the rest of it. That was the memories that I have of going in and having that nervous energy, raring to go.
And I remember the change rooms on the right were always slightly bigger and better than the change rooms on the left. So the big thrill for me was to get down. I looked right, it was Port Adelaide, and I looked left, it was Norton. I'm thinking, why do they always get the right-hand change rooms?
That's a good
That would have been Jack.
Yeah, it should have been.
Were you always on the right?
It was supposed to be alphabetical order. So whatever it starts with, it's
LMNOP. Well, we should have been A.
Well, I'd be surprised if you weren't.
That's another Jack problem.
You know what it was? You came into our rooms.
God. Yeah, we did. Hey, Port head to the Gold Coast tomorrow. We know that. They take on the Suns Sunday. They haven't lost at home. They're a bit of Tarzan at home and Jane away, you'd have to say, and it's peed off their coach. Suns coach, that is, Damien Hardwick. He said post-match this after losing to North Melbourne.
I'm angry, to be fair. And as a footy club, we've got to grow the up, to be perfectly honest.
That's just reality. They didn't perform where they would have wanted to. We'd done that ourselves 3 weeks ago. So you tend to get a response at this level. They're all pretty good team.
And that was Ken Hinkley after, because they asked him at the presser today. All week, the Suns have had the mouth guards out. Now, from experience, the old Jack, bring the mouth guards out. You do get a response.
Yeah.
I know when Barmy said, put the mouth guards in, I didn't like your effort.
Yeah, I'll bring you sand shoes. Yeah, one of those.
Or one of those. You're running up and down hills.
Now, it's interesting. I heard today the press conference for the Gold Coast, and Damien Hardwick, he had to make an apology.
A public apology?
Yep, to his mother.
Oh,
because his mother sent him a text message with a angry emoji face. He didn't even know she could do that. Just have a listen.
I'm angry, to be fair. And as a footy club, we've got to grow the up, to be perfectly honest. Excuse the language.
Can I just, first of all, apologise to my mother? She doesn't send texts with emojis very often, but I knew she was angry, Pam. So when you say you're better than that with regard to the swearing, I do apologise. I knew she was angry because it had the angry emoji face. So I didn't even know she knew how to use emoji. So, Pam, I'm very sorry.
Oh, wow.
So there you go. Now, I was just wondering.
He's bringing Mum into the act now.
I was just about to say, do you remember Mrs. Hardwick?
Yes.
I'm not sure he does, but he's brought the mother in now. So I reckon now it'll be Pam said this or Pam said that. He needs a new.
He needs a new, okay. That's his shtick, isn't it?
His shtick, isn't it?
See, now I'm thinking in my family structure, my mum would say, go harder, you weak so-and-so. And she'd say, do you want the 22 or the shotgun? The team will drop at 4:30, and I'm really looking forward to this, because we're going to speak to Chad Corns after 4:30.
Correct.
It looks like one change. Georgiades will be out, suspended, and it looks like one in. They're thinking of playing Charlie Dixon, so he's dropped for form. He plays one sample game, and he didn't exactly light it up. Gets reported, misses 3, and he's straight back in. How do you feel about that?
I said last night I wouldn't have picked him.
No.
So if he has been picked, I want to know the reasons why, and that's probably why
We'll
we
do
got
that
Chad
with
Corns on.
So, I don't get it.
No, I think they could have easily worked a forward line with those three I spoke about.
So Finlayson,
Marshall, and Lord. So they could still have done that quite easily.
Okay. And what are they trying to stretch them? Or
I'm not
Charlie's
sure.
from up there. He does play well.
The one thing
he's lost 5 kilo. He might be fit. They might be just saying, nah, you know what, put him in.
Well, that's what they know, what we don't. So the one thing I will say is I had a look at the injury list for the Gold Coast today. Took Miller, out. Sam Day, out. Levi Casbolt, out. Jared Witt, out.
Wow.
There are a lot of big outs.
Oh, you cannot lose.
Rowey.
Of course you can't. You can cue whatever thundercloud you want.
I reckon we're going to have
They're probably their 3 of their 5 best players.
Oh, they're good names.
So with the ruckman.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jordan Sweet.
Mate, just dial it in.
Lick your lips. He's happy days.
They're going to lose their first game at the Suns.
I think you're right.
Well, I hope they do, because, you guys are on fire. No question about that.
Good for the show.
Good for the show. Crows take on St Kilda. We know that tomorrow night. A game that at the start of the year you would circle as a player and as a coach as, we've got to put this one to bed because it's at home. But I think without Isaac Rankin, and you add Hinge this week, Crouch and Morrill, Miller and co, I reckon they're about an 80-20. And here's the other one as well. Here's Matty Nicks, coach of the Crows. He has definitely put Riley Thilthorpe in. Have a listen.
Got to temper our expectation a little bit there. I mean, he's played 2 games this year, both of those at SANFL level. So it'll be nice to have him back in, because we felt like his off season and his pre-season was at a really high level. Now it's just that way to get back into footy again. When you haven't played footy for a while, the touch isn't quite there.
Yeah, so don't think he's going to kick 5. I'd love him to, because on debut he kicked 5. But he's missed 17 rounds of AFL, didn't he? He got injured in the pre-season. He's played 2 now so games. He didn't rip it apart. I mean, last week he got 1 touch in the second half. But I do trust his talent, no question. I trust the medical team. I'm not sure I trust his form, and I'm not too sure I trust the selection as far as how they're going to put those 4 in the same team.
Does it add weight to the theory that he's sub?
Well, would you make him sub?
No, I personally wouldn't, but does it add weight to the theory that he is?
Well, he could be then.
That's the only way I can see it. And you sub 1 for 1.
But that's it. But what I think he needs is game time.
I agree.
He doesn't need to be sub.
I agree.
So we've got Godsey on, Mick Godden. He's the assistant down at their put out. We'll ask him what he thinks about that. I mean, it's always exciting when a player of his ilk comes back, but it also is when you have a debutant, and especially a popular teammate who's worked his butt up at his craft to get back in the team or get in the team. His name's Hugh Bond. Here's Matty Nicks.
I'd say excited is an understatement. No, he's really looking forward to it, and we're just trying to work with him now on balancing that, so that he doesn't get too lost in organising tickets for the family. And he'll do anything for the team, and we love that sort of player, and I think he'll balance our group out nicely.
Everyone you hear that speaks of Hugh Bond, from Josh Shelley at Brecky to Ned McHenry, he is a team first bloke, so I can see him jumping over the top of a few to get there. He'll stand one of the smalls, and they've got plenty, Higgins, Butler or Liam Henry. Look, we wish him well. It's always exciting, isn't it?
Absolutely. First game.
Good on him.
Like you said, it's a long time coming, and you enjoy it when it's there.
Yeah, you do. You play with a smile on your face, young man. You'll do very, very well. Now, Swan star Isaac Heaney's appeal got upheld. Now, I was convinced Sydney basically being bankrolled by the AFL. They're our favourite little team up there, doing all this magnificent work to, strengthen the game on that eastern border. I thought they would 100% let him off. But no. The appeal board said it was deliberate, which it was. They called it intentional. They weren't going to sway. It was your swinging arm. You're out. Have a listen to this theatrical plea. It was that theatrical. I mean... He'll get a Globe Award one day. Golden Globe. Have a listen to Isaac Heaney.
Hey guys, obviously extremely disappointed with that result. Pretty shattering, to be honest, but I just wanted to jump on here and give a heartfelt thank you. Obviously the show of support from the club here, from the top down, being Tom Harley, Horse, Leon, and our lawyer Duncan. Thank you guys very much. Also wanted to jump on and just say thank you so much to the support from the fans, the members, and the wider community. It's been truly incredible.
That was dramatic. Now wait for it, everyone, especially everyone at the Mosaic. This is a man that will miss one game, a home game versus North Melbourne. Now, he hasn't done an ACL, he hasn't broke his leg, he hasn't got conjunctivitis. This is a bloke that is missing one game for a deliberate act on a footy field.
Bit over the top, is that what you're saying?
Well, don't you reckon? He's done a tweet on socials. Now, Isaac Rankin misses 4. Got out of the thing, jumped his car and went home. They got 4. That was as theatrical and as dramatic for a 1-week suspension I've seen in my born natural.
Well, they did go back to the well twice, didn't they? So
well, they did.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, they did. So it makes me think. It's more about him missing the Brownlow than it is about him missing a game.
Well, it's missing the opportunity, perhaps, to win the Brownlow, but he hasn't won it yet.
But it's exactly what I'm saying. Now, I thought they were appealing on behalf of the fabric of the game. And I'm saying, John Longmire, well done. I'm saying, Isaac Heaney, you start, because the fabric of the game's getting ripped apart.
I think John Longmire was.
Well, not Isaac Heaney. He's just missed the Brownlow. It has just slipped through his fingers.
You know the thing about Brownlow talk right now? Only thinking about it coming down here. There's 7 games to go.
I know.
7 games to go. What if you get on a great run and get 6 BOGs?
You could win it from here.
You can win it from here.
Isaac, love you, but, mate, very dramatic.
Well, you can have your say on that. We'd love your thoughts on the show. We're coming to you live from the Mosaic Hotel at West Lakes. We've got a great little crowd here turning up as well. Everybody would love to hear quickly what a fantastic group of fans and listeners we've got above
Sorry,
us.
do you want confirmation that they're actually here?
We'd want to hear from them. Got absolutely no nuts. And that's for radio, right?
It was a little bit church mousey.
It was a bit. I thought they were a bit shy.
I'm hearing a few little squeaks.
It was intense.
You know what happens though? It's only 4 o'clock. It just sort of builds over the Friday night. So we'd love you to join us if you're heading home from work. We are at West Lakes. Warren Tredrea is going to join us later. Chad Corns and Michael Godden from the Crows and Port Adelaide Footy Clubs. Matt Goldsworthy and Flynn Perez as we preview a really big game at Woodville tomorrow. Eagles taking on Sturt. And then Roger Rashid to talk Wimbledon semi-finals. And Terry McAuliffe alongside Timmy G with his tips for the weekend. Woo! Best caller of the night gets a Rusden Blackgut Shiraz. We'll get your calls next. 8223 0000.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. Catch Stacey Lee each week on 5AA Breakfast as she shares her views about what's going on in SA with David and Will. Thanks to King. Keen Office Furniture has your end of financial year budget sorted. 205 Railway Terrace, Mile End.
It's our first Christmas in July at Wayville Hyundai, and we're inviting you to join us by popping a gift under our Christmas tree for Kickstart for Kids. Together, we can help. Change the way you Hyundai at Wayville Hyundai, opposite the showground.
G'day, it's Rory Sloan. Schools, councils and businesses all over South Australia choose Leader Computers for very important reasons. Leader is local and offers exceptional value. No matter what happens, Leader can be on site to fix your problem. No overseas or interstate call centres to deal with. Plus, Leader Computers is a 100% owned and operated South Australian company, offering fast same-day delivery and setup. Grow your business and get behind a Leader. Find your local dealer at leadersystems.com.au.
Now, McGain Real Estate, they want to help you with the most important asset in your life, your kids.
I like that. Well, we all know it's tough right now. What with the highest interest rates we've experienced the last few years and house prices still absolutely heading north.
Yeah, but it's also a perfect time to build a plan for your kids' future. Now, that's because the increased equity in your home could get your kids into theirs.
How good's that? Imagine being able to help your kids get into their first home. So why not talk to the friendly and knowledgeable team at McGain? Right now, they have the way to make that happen. McGain again.
Get the roses you want at Garden Grove. They have a huge selection in stock, including Australia's top roses. There's new season standard, bush and climbing roses. So for all your favourite roses and the newest releases, head into Garden Grove, Golden Grove Road, Golden Grove.
Garden Grove, that's the garden. Garden Grove, that's the garden. Garden Grove, the garden that I want.
Phone 8251 1111 for delivery to your area.
What happens if you put two footballers and a radio host in a room together?
Wild. Yes, this is Brownie's podcast.
Players still piss in the huddles. I'm going to do what Dev Robinson did and give me jumper.
Yes! Immortal AFL icon, I'd say.
Oh, Brown! What an absolute beauty! I wouldn't call myself that.
Yes, you would. I've bought a bottle of tequila.
Are we sure that Brown Dog knows, buddy?
No.
Search Brownie's podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Drums, please. Unprecedented, unparalleled, unrivaled. For the very first time, Edwardstown Mazda is offering discounts greater than 10% on all Mazda demonstrator models. Every demo, every model with a minimum discount of 10%. Plus a minimum trade-in of $2,000 on your old vehicle. This offer is exclusive to Edwardstown Mazda.
It's gotta be
Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Welcome back. It's 22 minutes after 4. We are live at the Mosaic Hotel at West Lakes, the old footy park. Very shortly we're going to be joined by Matty Goldsworthy and Flynn Perez from the Eagles and Sturt Footy Clubs, and Chad Corns and Mick Godden to join us from Port and the Crows as well as we look ahead to round 18. But first, let's check your traffic out there for top brand tailor fitted men's suits and casual wear. See Ignition for Men, 54 Paynham Road at Stepney.
Afternoon at Collins Woodburst. What am I to look out for today? Northeast Road near Galway Avenue, Hampstead Gardens. Car has gone into a shop there, Northeast Road near OG Road. Slow for works at Glandore, South Road near the Crossroad Overpass, and busy at Angle Park, South Road near Green Junction Road. Cameras today, Airport Road at Brooklyn Park and Brooker Terrace at Richmond. Dan Murphy's don't match prices, they beat them. Piper Heidsieck Brut Champagne Envy France, just $57, ends Sunday. Choose your drink wise, T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Well, welcome back to the Mosaic. We've got two special guests. Woodville take on Sturt Saturday afternoon at Mornteen Oval. Our guests are Matty Goldsworthy, who's played his 250th.
Oh, no.
Good to see Tomo will be playing his. And Flynn Perez, he is from Sturt. They join us now. I'll start with Flynn. Welcome, mate. How are you? Put that right up near your lips. That's it.
Get that up.
Turn the volume up a little bit because we're right. Hello. Flynn Perez calling Flynn. Talk now.
No.
That's no good. We'll get you on a set of headphones.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. We've got a couple of little bloody technical details.
That's right.
Flynn, that is an exotic name. Flynn Perez.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. That's it.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautifully done.
Let's start
you
there.
Hold that, Goldie.
Good. That's a solid football name.
Yeah.
Not AFL football.
No,
probably the world game.
Spanish. So.
Española. You're getting up at 4:30 Monday morning?
I'll be up for sure.
Nice one.
I got up with Jimmy.
This will be a great game too, don't worry
England
about that.
versus Spain, we're talking about the Aussie rules. Sturt have started slowly, but you're just starting to crank up, I reckon.
Yeah, we are. It's been a interesting year, but, we think we're getting a few injuries back now, starting to be familiar with each other. A lot of boys haven't played footy together, so, fingers crossed, right time of the year, we can start to put some form together and, the finals, that's where it matters, so.
And you've done a string of ding-ding.
Yeah, second one, unfortunately.
You're 22 and you've done a string. You're doing something wrong.
Yeah, I'm not
Flynn
too
Perez.
sure.
Are you a brickie or something?
No, I'm not. I'm just on the laptop, so maybe I'm sitting down too much.
Could be. Flynn, how have you found the comp coming from North Melbourne?
Yeah, no, I've loved it. Me and my housemate, so Sam Conforti, we both moved over together. We've loved it. Sturt have embraced us, and it's very different to what we're used to back home with the VFL. I feel like because there's not as many aligned teams with the AFL, the comp's sort of, as you can see this year, very competitive, and the own fans of each club, like that's something you don't really get back in Victoria. So we've loved it, and really enjoying it.
You guys, I think you're on a winning streak of 7 in a row. The last time you lost was actually to the Eagles, wasn't it? So that form, you've got to take that in with a bit of confidence.
Yeah, I think 7 on the trot. I think we've been finding ways to win when we haven't been playing as good. So that's a positive. And, like you said, it's getting towards the pointy end now. So we're just trying to put those final pieces together and hopefully we can put it all together when it matters.
And 250-game premiership star for the Eagles is Matt Goldsworthy. You don't look like my son. What happened there? He was on my run sheet.
We knew he was never coming.
He hates it, doesn't he?
He reckons he got stuck at work, so...
Oh, that's his old excuse.
On the call-up.
Well done. Well, we're pleased to have you, you legend. Now, you've come back from a hammy yourself.
Yeah, I did. I did a good one a few weeks ago against Norwood, so had a good month off, but back into it last weekend and enjoying back out there, not sitting in the stands.
3 weeks ago, top, because everyone was on pretty much the same wins. You've lost the last 2 and you're 5th. God, it's tight.
It is very tight. I think probably the opposite to what Flynn said before. They've found a way to win, and we probably just haven't quite finished off and had some tough losses. Centrals and Glenelg, who we're competing against. Probably the North game, we had a bit of a disappointing day, that one, but we just feel like we're probably not quite there with those top teams at the moment, but another good challenge tomorrow.
Well, like I said, last time you played, you guys won at Unley, or right out there in their home deck. So how do you repeat that performance?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
I think from the North game to Glenelg, hopefully this weekend, just keep building on that. We sort of felt like we did do a lot of good things against Glenelg, but probably had a few patches where we just let ourselves down. So we know Sturt are good right across the board, so we're going to have to certainly bring an A game.
How did Sauce, he's in his first year, how do you handle those couple of losses, both I suppose in review stage and also on the track?
He's, Sauce obviously in his first year, he's been great for the group, really energetic, and he's a very level person, like he's been sort of keeping calm through wins and losses, so I think he's been pretty consistent in terms of reviewing win, lose or draw, so nothing different than what we have been doing, just tweak a few things on the track.
I like the chopper pilot. It's the only noise I have on air, Goldie. Lukey Thompson we speak of. His 250th game, premiership player. He's been a ripper, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's a star.
Isn't he?
Yeah, we were lucky enough back in the day. Obviously, the rookie, the Sandford
the
draft.
mini draft.
So he got drafted to Adelaide Crows, and we selected him thinking that this would be a good little gut fill, and here he is 15 years later, 250 games, two-time premiership captain. Like, it's pretty incredible. So, yeah, pretty pumped to be running out with him tomorrow and that day.
That'll lift you boys. And Sammy Rowland as well, 150.
Yeah, so Sammy 150. He's taken a completely different path. He played 70-odd Resi's games and really had to find his way into the team before he established himself. And now, 150 games. It's a credit to himself.
Flynn, the Sturt midfield, it's been magnificent, hasn't it? You know, Battersby, you've got Snelling having an unbelievable season. When Lewis is in there, it's hard to get the ball off him, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's a very deep group, and we've got other guys like Jared Dake and Sam Conforti who roll through there for only about 5 minutes. I think in most other teams they would be the star on ballers. So, no, we roll really deep there, and I think those three boys in particular, Snelling, Battersby and Lewis, sort of pride themselves on that contest, and they're going to be a really important part come the end of the year.
Well, he's still in, isn't he? Tommy's back in?
Tommy?
Lewis?
Yeah, he's playing. Getting plenty of it too. The last time we were doing the show at the Cremorne for an Unley game, it was I spoke to Dakes and he said, I don't like it when Tommy comes back. My minutes get cut.
His minutes always seem to get cut in half, that's for sure. But no, he does a good job.
Should be a cracking game at Morn Team Oval.
Before we go, all natural Tom Lewis's arms? Does he do a lot of work in the gym? And please tell me he doesn't stand in the mirror and put oil on him, because he don't look like that kind of guy to me.
Yeah, this is the problem.
This is a big response, this one.
I know, but people talk about it, and this is what he loves. We need to stop talking about it. So, but no, he puts in a lot of work, Tommy, and I think he takes pride in it. So
well done. Well, it's a massive game. Woodville v Sturt. It is Saturday afternoon, Mornteen Oval, 2:10. Make sure you get down there. To Luke Thompson, the family, congratulations, 250. Goldie, thanks for tipping in front of Jimmy. And when did you play your 250th?
Played against South just before the state game. So
will you try and push on to 3-0-0?
That's a fair way away, I reckon.
How old are you now?
I'm 30. Me and Tom are both 33.
Okay. Probably got more grey hair than you, Timmy. Well done, man. All the best. Thanks for coming in.
Cheers, 4:30 headlines here at the Mosaic Hotel. We have Chad Corns to join us next.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
With the latest news headlines, I'm David Bruce. A Russian-born Australian couple living in Brisbane has been charged with an espionage offence. South Australia's Child Protection Minister is under increasing pressure to resign. US President Joe Biden insists he is fit for a second term in office, despite growing concern about his age and mental capacity. And Collingwood take on Geelong at the MCG tonight to kick off round 18 in the AFL. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon at Happy Valley, Carvey, Stobie, Pole Black Road near the Boulevard. Collins Woodburst Waterway there, North East Road near Galway Avenue. And Hampstead Gardens, car has gone into a shop, North East Road near OG Road, but shouldn't cause you too many delays on the way home. Cameras, Davenport Terrace at Richmond and Edinburgh Road at Edinburgh. KFC are dropping daily deals on the app for Christmas all July. Today's a ripper. It's $8 boxes. Pick up only on July 12 while stocks last. Max 1 redemption. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The updated forecast, a shower or two tomorrow, a top of 15 after getting down to 8 overnight. Right now it's 14. More news at 5. And as it happens, on 5AA.
Will retirement living suit you? You're invited to FIVEAA's free open home events across Adelaide from the 23rd to the 25th of July to get a sneak peek of the lifestyle you could enjoy. Come along with family and friends to explore all our communities have to offer. You can inspect our display homes, discover our social activities, meet some of the residents and chat with our friendly team. Take the first step and search FIVEAA Open Home to RSVP today.
Do you hear those sleigh bells ringing? Okay, maybe not. But it is time for the Murraylands Mazda Christmas in July celebration. Get yourself a new Mazda CX-3 from just $30,490 drive away, or the family-sized CX-5 from just $37,990 drive away. Plus more savings across the Mazda range. With easy, competitive finance on offer with quick approvals, don't miss out on these great Mazda deals. Visit murraylandsmazda.com.au to find your new car. Murraylands Mazda, easy to do business with. LDV 90.
You may have heard the rumours about the new steakhouse stack. Well, today the rumours are absolutely true because this epic burger has finally launched at Macca's.
It's an epic stack of beef. There's cheese, lettuce, golden crispy onions, creamy peppercorn mayo. It's pretty spectacular.
Oh, I like that. Well played.
Try the new steakhouse stack at Macca's today.
Look, it's a hearty winter indulgence. It features 2 100% Aussie beef patties, creamy peppercorn mayo, crispy onions, red onions, shredded lettuce, and 2 slices of Aussie Jack cheese. All served on a toasted gourmet bun.
I'll sing it. To all beef patties, creamy peppercorn mayo, crispy onions, red onions on a sesame seed bun. Not quite that, but anyway.
It's a toasted gourmet bun.
It's a pretty big deal. So try it today at Macca's, available after 10:30am for a limited time, excludes delivery. It's Macca's.
Looking into solar? Look into Exceed Solar. Long before Exceed Solar were a company, the owners were climbing on roofs all over South Australia, installing solar panels, inverters and batteries. Exceed Solar have seen it all, because they've done it all, literally. And because they're qualified electricians, not salespeople, they know firsthand what will give you the best possible results for many years to come. That's the big Exceed Solar difference. Exceed Solar, built on knowledge, not a hard sell.
Feel good health catch on with Bupa. Get up to 10 weeks free when you join Bupa on eligible products. T's and C's apply. For award-winning health insurance, search Bupa 10 weeks free today.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
26 minutes to 5. It's Footy Friday for Rusden Wines. We're live at the Mosaic Hotel in West Lakes. Michael Godden from the Crows to join us very shortly. But Port Adelaide have named their sides, gents, for the Suns game on Sunday. They brought in one player, and that name is Charlie Dixon. Going out of the side, of course, is Mitch Georgiades.
And we've got a very special guest on the line. He is the forwards coach. Chad Corns joins us. G'day, Chad. Thanks for your time, mate.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Good man.
Hey, Chad, firstly, I was going to ask about how you're going to reshape that Georgiades absent forward line, but a little bit shattering because he's been in top form, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been one of the real bright points of the season, Timmy. He returns, better than I thought he was going to be honest. Hasn't put a foot wrong, really clean with the footy, doing some great work both up the ground and inside 50, and one of the really pleasing things, his accuracy in front of goal has just been really strong when others haven't been quite at that level. So a big loss, but like you spoke about, Charlie will come back in, and that's exciting for us too, although there's going to be a lot of conjecture around that decision.
Yeah, walk us through that decision, but also what work has he been able to get into himself in that 3-week break?
Well, that's where he's sort of put his name up. I heard you guys before saying he was left out of the team due to form, had that one game for the Maggies and got suspended, but he's attacked this 3 weeks off, as good as I've seen him train. I think it's 7 kilos now he's lost. He's moving a lot freer than he was, even in the AFL games he played early in the season, and his aerial contest has been strong, given it's only training, but his attitude's been outstanding, and he couldn't have done more in this 3-week block. So with Mitch going out, we just thought it was a sort of natural replacement against the best intercepting defence in the AFL, and we know, at worst, Charlie will compete really strongly and get the ball to ground.
Yeah. So Chad dropped 1 week in the SANFL, 3 weeks suspended. You mentioned the word conjecture. There is conjecture. I can't believe he's back. Sell it to me.
I thought I just did.
Yeah. I'm not sold.
The 4 tools. I've liked that. Jeremy's been able to do I think Jeremy's best stuff has been sort of further up the ground, and Toddy's got further up the ground last week, which was great for him. Ollie Lord and Charlie together, like I said, against a backline who, I think personally, having watched them pretty closely this week, are one of the better backlines in the competition in the way they can dominate the air. So we just thought that the best chance of us getting a good score was having Charlie back in to compete really strongly in the air and hopefully bring some of our ground level players back into it. We spoke about Jed McEntee to add some speed and a few others, but in the end, this is where we settled. So there's no doubt there's a bit of risk in it, obviously, but we're pretty confident that Charlie will come in and perform to a strong level.
Yeah. Risk and reward. SPP's pressure you miss, certainly Junior Rioli. Hope he's back shortly. Your old premiership mate Damien Hardwick fired a few rockets at the group after last week's loss. I reckon they've had a bring your mouth guards type of week this week. What do you expect from them?
Yeah, you expect a fiery start and a response. It's been a while since I've seen Dimmer give one of those, but I remember a couple of times he did when I was playing with him. You definitely take notice and want to react after he gives you a talking to like that. So no doubt they'll come out firing. I think Kenny touched on that either yesterday or this morning, but we've prepared really, really well too, so we'll be ready for it.
Hey, Chad, you mentioned Todd Marshall. Now, I thought last week his T-Macs were better. What have you been working on with him to just improve his game?
Yeah, there's lots of things we're working on, like as a forward line as a whole. But Toddy in particular, working on getting better shots at goal from Toddy. He's taking a high number of marks inside 50, but a lot of them are sort of high and wide. So, firstly, looking at just setting up some of his leads and contests, so he's getting better looks at goal. He's really damaging when he can deliver the ball inside 50, which we saw a couple of times last week. So I like the balance in his game last week, like a bit of inside 50 stuff, a bit of work further up the ground. But in terms of the T-Macs, that was and has been a real focus for a while, but I thought it was as good as a team that we delivered that sort of the spirit and looking after one another out there last week. So that's something we want to build even further on.
Yeah, good one. Keep that up. I know there's probably been a cheeky debate inside the selection room, but would you like Horn Francis to play more one-on-one time in the forward line?
Yeah, I had his name at full forward on Monday morning when Kenny always comes. But, yeah,
do you get to the meetings early to do that, or...?
He's another one that's got a really good balance. Like, I think himself and Connor, I'll have them anytime they want to play in the forward line, but we obviously know their best stuff is around the footy. But while we are a little thin, like you mentioned, Rowey, without Junior, without Pep, we're a little thin with the smaller type forwards, and he's one that can add an instant spark when he pushes forward. So hopefully, for our sake, my sake, we can see a bit of him there on Sunday.
The team's building ever so slightly. I loved after that Lions loss, it might have been a week before that, your skipper, Connor Rosey, said, we've got plenty of time to find our best. And if I was a player under that would have given me a little bit of a fillip and some confidence. Since then, you haven't missed a beat. I loved your game last week, You're building. What have been the triggers for that, the non-negotiables from that moment for the last 2 weeks with that effort, Chad?
Yeah, well, you touched on Connor, and he's been outstanding. He saw some things in that Brisbane game, along with the other leaders that they weren't happy with. And, it was the old school captains-led meeting. Coach aren't in there, so I'm not exactly sure what was said, but he really led the standard that week following the Brisbane game. And he's really growing nicely into becoming a really strong captain, and the boys definitely follow him. So not only is he saying the right things, training really hard, but he's performing on game day. So, like I said, he's a player that all the other players want to follow.
Have a look at their ins and outs. Chad took Miller out, Sam Day, Jared Witts, Levi Casbolt. It seems like a really good opportunity to give them their first defeat at home. And I thought if I was Jordan Sweet and I saw no Witts, I'd be jumping out of my skin, I reckon. Yeah,
but you can never assume that losing a couple won't mean the guys that come in aren't even more desperate. So obviously on paper, there's some big outs. We've got some big outs also, but you know, we've watched a fair bit of vision this week of how good they are at home, like an 8-0 record at home, 0-8 when they're away. So at home, they are one of the form teams in the comp. So that's what we're preparing for, to face a really informed, you know, team that can be really attacking, like the old school Richmond style of footy.
You mentioned they're the best intercept defence. How do they create that, and who takes those marks?
Oh, you've got three of the best. You've got Collins, Ballard, and Mac Andrew. So it looks like, I don't know for sure, but it looks like they've modelled their defence the way Richmond used to fence. They get a really aggressive ball side and come forward really hard to impact contests. And both three are really strong, aggressive players who are really good overhead. So, that's something that we put a fair bit of homework into this week as well.
Good. Where's Ryan Burton at, Chad?
He was a discussion this week. It's been 3 or 4 weeks now, but he did pull up a little sore after training. So I think they were just going to wait and see how that pulled up today. If okay, he'll play for the Maggies, and yeah, again, a guy with that kind of talent, I would expect to see him at some stage over the next few weeks.
Yeah, and one of my favourites, you shouldn't have favourites, but I do because I played with his dad, Junior Rioli. Where's he at? I see he was named in the Maggies.
Yeah, still, had some personal stuff last week. From what I understand, he's every chance to play for the Maggies. So a player that you would obviously love to get back in, because he could add some things we need in the forward line right now.
Yeah, he kicks a lot of goals. That's the main thing. That's what we
well done, Chad.
All the best up there at the Gold Coast, mate. Give them their first defeat at home and bring back the chocolates.
Okay, thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks. That's the forward coach of Port Adelaide, Chad Corns, on the line.
16-5. So if you just joined us here on the show, Charlie Dixon is the one in for Port Adelaide. Georgiades will come out as they drop their team 15 minutes ago. It's our Footy Friday for Rusden Wines. We'll chat to the Crows very shortly. Michael Godden on the program. But next, let's check your traffic. For top brand tailor-fitted men's suits and casual wear, make sure you see Ignition for Men. They're at 54 Paynham Road at Stepney.
G'day there at Happy Valley, Carvey, Stobie Pole, Black Road near the Boulevard, Collinswood, Burstwater, Main, North East Road near Galway Avenue, and Hampstead Gardens. Car has gone into a shop North East Road near OG Road. Slow for works at Port Adelaide Commercial Road near Charlton Streets, with cameras George Street, Theberton, and Horsey Road at Elizabeth East. Take advantage of savings that cannot be ignored across the Mercedes-Benz SUV range. Visit your local retailer today or search Mercedes-Benz SUV to find out more. Terms and conditions apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
Tredrea, second chance, goal!
Port Adelaide straight shooter Warren Tredrea talks footy with Rowey and Timmy every Friday, thanks to Ignition for Men. For top brand tailored fitted men's suits and casual wear, see Ignition for Men, 54 Paynham Road, Stepney.
Every South Australian deserves a place to call home. That's why the state government has developed the Housing Roadmap, releasing land to build tens of thousands of homes and training the workers to build them. Investing in the infrastructure we need and fast-tracking planning approvals. We're making big moves now to build more homes for this generation and the next. To learn more, visit housingroadmap.sa.gov.au. A message from the Government of South Australia.
G'day, it's Rory Sloane. For most business PC brands, a 4-hour service guarantee means they'll call you back in 4 hours. But at Leader Computers, a 4-hour service guarantee on Leader's business range means they'll come to your work site and have you back in business inside 4 hours. Leader Computers are made here in Adelaide with better service, better support and speedy turnaround times. Grow your business and get behind a Leader. Find your local dealer at leadersystems.com.au.
When it comes to exceptional wine, Langhorne Creek is without doubt one of the finest regions we have, and it is home to Angus and Bremer wines.
Now, I didn't know this, but Angus and Bremer takes its name from the two rivers at the heart of the soul of Langhorne Creek.
Talk about local. You'll love every drop of their 2023 Pinot Grigio and the aromas of the citrus fruits and pear. Magnificent. And it actually is a fantastic dish with seafood, so you can mix it together. Try their 2022 Shiraz Cabernet with aromas of spice, dark cherries and plums. magnificent at a barbecue.
Wonderful. And everybody raves about the Angus and Bremner's 2021 Cab Sauvignon, picked from a single vineyard. It's in the heart of Langhorne Creek, glorious with lamb and blue cheese.
Oh.
Shop the entire range at angusandbremer.com.au, and for a whopping 50% off, simply quote 5AA 50 and drink responsibly.
When your emergency can't wait, neither should you. At Calvary Adelaide's Emergency Department, you'll experience shorter wait times before receiving personalised care from experienced specialists. With Adelaide's only 24-hour private emergency department, Calvary provides emergency care at any time with no time spared. For fast, specialist private emergency care, get care 24/7 at the Calvary Adelaide Emergency Department, 120 Angus Street, Adelaide.
Are you eagerly awaiting a relocation sale to stock up on four-wheel drive and camping gear? Great news! TJM Clovelly Park have just opened their doors at their new address, 115 Sheriffs Road, Ranella. They're still clearing out heaps of ex-display stock and everything must go. Get in quick and give the crew at TJM Nailsworth a call to find out what's up for grabs at both locations during their relocation sale on now.
Do you click and collect at Coles like thousands of Aussies do? It's free. Choose a time that suits you and order by 2 p.m. for collection same day. Enjoy more free time with Coles. Minimum spend $50, excludes rapid click and collect. T's and C's apply.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Welcome back. It's 11 minutes to 5 for our Footy Friday. We're live at the Mosaic Hotel at West Lakes, the old footy park. Tredrea is going to join us at 5 o'clock, and Moria calls as well. Our best caller tonight gets a bottle of Rusden Black Gut Shiraz.
Yeah, we're down at the Mosaic. Brings back fond memories here at Footy Park. Are we giving away free beer here?
We are. A couple of drink specials,
Oh,
bits and
that's
pieces
lovely.
here. So
Well,
if you're around the place,
I'm
come
just
in.
amazed. I'm sitting here and Tim hasn't got one in front of him.
No,
just,
very disciplined.
Professional.
Something wrong with you, mate.
Well, you know.
Crows have a massive clash with St Kilda tomorrow night. A game you'd have circled in as a win at the start of the year because it is at home. Joining us, Sample and development coach from the Crows, Mickey Godden. Godsy, welcome.
Thanks, Roy. G'day, Timmy.
Isaac Rankin out makes it a tad harder, but doesn't it?
It does, mate. Yeah, he's certainly the player that we'd love to have, but unfortunately he's not there. So he's a fair player, and we're certainly going to miss him.
Yeah. He's a unique talent, so is Riley Thilthorpe, but not exactly a one-for-one change. Talk us through the Thilthorpe inclusion.
Yeah, so Riley's been building, obviously, since he's had that long layoff, or since the pre-season, and just want to get him back into the team as soon as we can. And he had the first week playing predominantly up forward, then last week he played a little bit more game time and played some time in the ruck. So he's ready to come in. Obviously, we haven't finalised a complete setup just yet, but he's ready to go, and we want to get him in the side as soon as we can. And that's what we've done, and he's going to play a big part tomorrow night.
That would suggest that one of Himmelberg, Fogarty or Walker's not right, or one of them might spit out.
Well, yeah, you never know, do you, really? It's still to be determined. Clearly, we've got a squad there picked, and they'll be
Okay, so he's definitely in. How's Texas back?
Great, mate. No, Texas good. Trained really well this week.
All right,
in good
so
spirit.
he's in. I know Fogg, because I saw him this week. So Elliot
good,
Himmelberg might be in trouble.
No, Elliot's good too. Trained really well as well, mate. He's looking good and played well last week.
Okay, so if the four of them do play in the team, how's that going to look?
Well, I guess if it does turn out that way, and it's something that we haven't done a lot of in the past, is the four tools. Clearly, one of them's always rotating anyway, so there's normally only three on the ground at any given time. So it's something that we would be keen to look at some point. We have been keen to look at some point. So, yeah, if it turns out that way, then that's it'll just be you'll have three tools in the forward line, and obviously Riley will be in the O'Brien will be in the ruck at that time as well.
Hey, Mickey, has there been a conscious decision to try and have a look at lads that haven't played at AFL level?
No, Timmy, not a conscious decision, but certainly is something that we want to promote. I mean, we need to see some of these guys, and in reference to Huey Bond this week, he's definitely deserved his spot. Now, clearly with Hingy going out, then Bondy probably wouldn't have forced his way into the team, but with that opportunity that has arisen, he certainly deserves it. So he's been building really nicely this year. He's a hard and tough defender, and he gives gives nothing away. And his roles the last couple of weeks down at Glenelg and also at Elizabeth on the weekend were exceptional. And he's ready to go. So there's not a conscious decision, Timmy, but clearly guys like you, we're really excited to have a look at him.
You gave him a bit of a hiding here last year, 52-point win. How did you get through their defence that time?
Yeah, Timmy, it was a good night for us, wasn't it? They were in some good form. Their last month's been really strong, and obviously a great win on the weekend. And we felt we played some good footy on the weekend up at the Gabba as well, and just couldn't quite get it done. But look, you've got to play on both sides, up the middle and also around them. It's like any team, you've just got to take every opportunity that you get, and they don't give you a lot of opportunities. They're a very strong defensive team, so we need to be moving the ball as quickly as we can, and then obviously but then obviously we need to have patience at times as well. So it doesn't change week to week of who you're playing, but clearly we'd like to do what we did last year.
Zachy Taylor, I've liked him when he's come off. He's only really had 2 quarters as the sub. He seems to handle it mentally well. Will he get a start this week?
Yeah, Rowey, he's once again we haven't finalised it, but we're really excited about that, what he's done, the 2 quarters that he has played, and he's had a really good a bit of form in the sample as well, and he's got some beautiful hands, and he's had to work a little bit on his outside game, but he's certainly ready. If we pull the trigger for him to play a full game, he's going to be ready, and as I said, we're excited about what he might be able to bring.
Yeah. Got a few unique home-style food techs still on selection while we've got you. Mickey Godden here from the Adelaide Crows. Dan Curtin, where's he at? Where are you playing him? Probably got 3 texts exactly on that.
Yeah, no, he's certainly worth talking about. Dan, he's obviously going to be a very good player for us in the future, and he's played a fair bit as key back, and then we've played him a little bit higher as a higher back, just trying to work on a bit of his game. And now last week he played midfield, and tomorrow he'll play midfield in the sample as well to get a bit more time up there. So obviously he played the champs last year in the midfield he played a little bit of half back and also midfield. So yeah, we're keen to have a look at a big guy like him in through the mids. He did some really nice things last week. He's obviously hasn't done a lot of work in the mids with us, but I was really pleased with what he did, Elizabeth, and keen to see how we go tomorrow out at Nord Oval.
Young Michael Annie always gets a job, and he does it very well. In that forward line, I'm seeing a few names he might be able to go to, like a Higgins or a Henry or even Owens. Which one do you think he'll be able to match up on well?
Well, I can't tell you, Timmy, because I know, but I don't know what he will do.
Do I have the top 3 there?
Well, hang on, you haven't settled the team yet.
But we have settled that, okay?
I'll tell you, Max is in and he's got a job and he'll do a good job. So, Max is really important to us.
All right, fair enough too.
So,
now, I had a look. I know you've got to gamble responsibly. I had a look at the odds. I can't believe how short you are. $1.48 v the Saints, $2.59. So there you go. You've got the game.
That's great.
Yeah, you got the game in the bag. Hey, Rowan Marshall, he has to go into ruck this week. I find that when they have another ruckman and he's able to drift forward, it's more of a dangerous look for the Saints.
Yeah, he's a great player, isn't he? He gets around the ground so well, and that's just essentially another midfielder. So, Riley's got a big job on his hands tomorrow, and obviously we've got enough tools there to look after the backup as well. So, he's a genuine talent, Marshall, and we're certainly going to have to work hard to beat him.
Yeah, they're very good defensively, St Kilda. They're drilled to the minute with Roscoe. They beat Sydney last week. That's no mean feat. I feel like they're wanting to attack more. I know they still only kicked, 82 points, but it's still probably 4 goals more than they have. What are their strengths, and what are you got to be scared of, or not scared of? That's a stupid word.
Manage.
What are you got to watch?
That's something that I think people, when they think of the Saints, I guess they do think they're quite defensive, but they're certainly not that. They're very aggressive offensively. They move the ball quickly. So, if we do lose the footy in our front half, we're going to have to be right on our toes to stop that transition, because we know in modern footy, if you can keep the ball in your front half for long periods, then you're going to hopefully win the game, or at least give yourself a good crack at it. So we know they're very good at that transition stuff. And then also when they, when you win the footy, they're very good at defending you. So certainly to beat Sydney last week was a great achievement. So they're certainly in some form.
All the best, Mick. A game, I guess I said at the top, you expect to win at home. We've got the talent too. Our best for 4 quarters will get it, Lund. Good luck.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
See you,
well
Maggie.
done. Okay, so Thilthorpe's a lock. I'm just trying to work through
well, you did
the
well.
innuendo. I went to Walker. His back is fine, fantastic, so he plays. Fogarty, well, I saw him this week, and he's
you know what's going to happen?
Sunny and
from what you
all,
said,
all happening. Yeah,
Himmelberg swaps for Thilthorpe.
Oh, is that what you think?
That's what I
think. And Himmelberg, you can't drop Himmelberg on last week's form or the last 2 weeks.
There you go.
So something's up because I don't think you can do all four.
Not in those conditions.
There's something tricky happening.
So when you're named generally in the team selection
you
and you're
play.
not on the interchange, you can't be subbed.
Okay, so what's
the
the
interchange is Thilthorpe, Hugh Bond, Zach Taylor.
Well, they're all playing.
Cook and Murphy. So the big talls, Himmelberg, Walker and Fogarty are all on the field. They have to start.
Unless one of them's injured. You can pop out if you're injured.
Okay, so we'll manage that. But
There's got to be an injury.
There'll have to be some sort of late change then, I suppose, wouldn't there?
Inverted
An
commas.
hour out.
Yeah.
And that's when we find out. So anyway.
Well, there was innuendo there. There
Ducks
wasn't a
and
straight
Drakes.
answer, was there?
Ducks and Drakes.
1 and 1 equals 2.
All right, it's 1 minute to 5. We've got Tredders joining us after 5 o'clock. It is Footy Friday for Rusden Wines. We're live at the Mosaic Hotel. Come join us.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
Labor's got to think of a better front person to lead a lot of this debate than Chris Bowen. Fire up the text line. You say the words Chris and Bowen in the midst of a cost of living crisis and people just lose their minds. The guy's got no sympathy whatsoever. Like he was some sort of Doogie Howser mayoral candidate in Western Sydney as a boy in short pants.
David Penberthy rejoins Will Goodings for 5AA Breakfast, Monday, July 22.
He spent his entire life being driven around in a taxpayer-funded vehicle.
On Adelaide's 5AA.
At Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, we've launched out of the starting blocks and we're flying down the track with our huge demo clearance. All demos are going to race out the door, like Demo T-Rocks from only $35,990 drive away. We're first for easy on-site finance options and top of the podium for convenient next-day servicing with complimentary loan vehicles. Get in first for Mawson Lakes Volkswagen's huge demo clearance. Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city. Rego S22 3CYX.
Timmy, you ready for a little sneaky pizza pan delivery?
Yeah, but it's not Tuesday. It's Pizza Tuesdays with Pizza Pan.
Look, it doesn't matter what day it is, Timmy. Pizza Pan is open every day. Imagine this. They've got a variety of hot, fresh pizzas to choose from using in-house handmade dough, all topped with premium South Aussie produce. My favourite's the pepperoni, extra anchovies. Have a look at my lips.
Oh, they're delicious, aren't they? Get around it. Order for your family, your friends, your footy club even. Jump onto pizzapan.com.au or Uber Eats and taste the difference. It's magnificent. And remember, any day is Pizza Pan Day.
Up to the minute news for South Australia. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Showers developing tomorrow at top of 15 after an overnight low of 8 degrees. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm David Bruce.
Experience the 2024 new-gen Mitsubishi Triton with 10 years warranty and servicing. Test drive at Agostino Mitsubishi.
There's increased pressure today for Child Protection Minister Katrine Hildyard to step aside. It's been revealed more than 40 calls to the department's abuse report hotline are going unanswered every day, with total calls to the hotline up 16.5% compared to the month before. Shadow Minister Josh Teague says all the spin when it comes to Ms Hildyard's performance has to stop.
The evidence is to the contrary. And so to turn around and say, well, I'm doing a great job and everybody should get on board, well, show us the evidence. Be fair income. We're, of course, ready to work in this most important work in the interests of our most vulnerable children in South Australia. But you've got to be fair income about it.
Intelligence experts say it's not surprising to see alleged Russian spies operating on Australian soil. Brisbane couple Igor and Kira Korolev have been charged under new espionage laws and face a maximum of 15 years in jail. Federal police allege the woman, who's an army private, asked her husband to access the material while she was on a non-declared trip to Russia. ANU Security College Senior Advisor Will Stoltz says authorities have been warning of increased spy activity.
Even higher than what we faced in the Cold War, and that's because of a number of countries that are seeking to obtain our most important national secrets. And as a result of that high risk, it was kind of a matter of time until someone was properly charged with these new offences, espionage offences, and brought before a court.
Australia has offered Ukraine its single biggest military boost since the Russian invasion. Air defence missiles and anti-tank weapons will form part of support announced as NATO leaders met for the 75th summit in Washington. The country has now spent over $1.1 billion helping Ukraine defend itself. Labor is being accused of ripping off the Australian-made logo for its Future Made in Australia policy. The opposition argues the party is linking the trusted logo to political agendas, encouraging voter confidence. US President Joe Biden still says he's the best candidate to take on Donald Trump in the US presidential election in November this year. President Biden insists he is fit for a second term in office, despite growing concerns within his party about his age and mental capacity, following his first news conference without a script in 8 months. As Commander-in-Chief of the United States Armed Forces, President Biden at one point made a big mistake when he meant to refer to his deputy, Kamala Harris.
Look, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be Vice President, but I think she was not qualified to be President.
Earlier, he introduced the Ukrainian President, Volodymyr Zelensky, as Russian President Putin. Putin is the one who, of course, invaded Ukraine. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
For top brand, tailor-fitted men's suits and casual wear, see Ignition for Men, 54 Paynham Road, Stepney.
Australians Max Purcell and Jordan Thompson have progressed through to the men's doubles final at Wimbledon this weekend. 9-time Wimbledon doubles champion Todd Woodbridge says they're well placed to win the title.
They're playing terrific tennis. I've said for a long time that Max Purcell is the best forehand court player in the world, and in the semi, just at the right times, he switched it on and he took control, and Jordan Thompson's been playing his role perfectly in the doubles, and they go into the final with a really good chance of winning the championship.
Italian Jasmine Paolini is through to the women's final. Sydney star Isaac Heaney remains ineligible for this year's Brownlow and will miss tomorrow's clash against North Melbourne after his striking charge was upheld by the AFL Appeal Board last night. Meantime, Collingwood and Geelong kick off round 18 tonight at the MCG. Collingwood welcome back Jamie Elliott for his first game since round 9 after he was sidelined with a vascular issue. And American golfer Justin Thomas has claimed the lead after the first round of the Scottish Open. Now checking 5AA traffic.
At Seaford Rise, look out for a crash. Barbados Drive near Endeavour Drive, Flagstaff Hill, Carvey, Stobie Pole, Black Road near the Boulevard, and Collinswood, Burstwater Main, North East Road near Galway Avenue. Hampstead Gardens, cars gone into a shop there, so a bit of a clean-up, as you'd expect. North East Road near OG Road, and got a camera Main North Road at Blakeview. Tonight's dinner is ready at Faster Pasta, lasagna, chips and salad. A main size favourite that's deliciously satisfying. Dine in or take away. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And the latest forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Showers developing tomorrow, a top of 15 after getting down to 8 tonight. Showers again on Sunday, 15, a shower or 2 on Monday, back to 14, and even cooler on Tuesday. More showers and 13 for Tuesday. Currently, it is 13. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Tonight, an Adelaide mother with a severely disabled son told by a housing staffer to manifest a home. The embattled US president in a major Ukraine gaffe then follows it up with more. Revolutionary new surgery for cataracts, revealed what the nation's top CEOs are really paid, and the great SA cookie heist, the break-in with more damage than reward. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 Now.
At Coles, there's great value hands down across fruit and veg this week. Like delicious 100% Australian Imperial Mandarins, just $3.90 a kilo. Get great value hands down at Coles. Offer ends Tuesday.
Feeling the calm of the ocean. Making it to my daughter's wedding. Lunch with the grandkids. This is palliative care. From the time you or a loved one is diagnosed with a life-limiting illness, Palliative Care Connect can provide you with information and links to palliative care and emotional support services across South Australia. Learn more at palliativecareconnect.com.au. Palliative Care Connect is supported by funding from the Australian Government Department of Health and Aged Care.
You've heard the phrase hands-on, right? That's what Exceed Solar is. A hands-on solar company. The owners are fully qualified electricians and they've been installing solar panels, inverters and batteries all over SA for years. They know it all because they've seen it all firsthand, which makes them more qualified than most to know what's really going to work for you. Exceed Solar. Built on knowledge. Not a hard sell. Visit exceedsolar.com.au.
It's the show that's given away over 1.6 million.
Yes, yes!
And it's the show that makes dreams become real. Deal or No Deal, 6 o'clock weeknights on 10 and 10 Play.
Here at 5AA, we're all about supporting local. Music of the Night, Australia's premier tribute to Andrew Lloyd Webber and the West End musicals. August 10 at Her Majesty's Theatre. Book a Ticketek.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
8 minutes after 5, welcome back for Rusden Wines. It's our Footy Friday and we're live at the Mosaic Hotel and West Lakes, just by the old Footy Park. A great little crowd turning up. If you're nearby, come join us. We're here till 6 o'clock. Still to come on the show, Roger Rashid to talk all things Wimbledon. We are into the semi-finals and the finals this weekend. Terry McAuliffe with his tips, and we're taking your calls as well. Our best caller tonight gets a bottle of Rusden Black Gut Shiraz, so we'll get your calls on the line very shortly. 8223 0000. But right now, let's head up to the Gold Coast.
Tredrea! Warren Tredrea, thanks to Ignition for Men. For top brand tailored fitted men's suits and casual wear, see Ignition for Men, 54 Paynham Road, Stepney.
Yes, Treaders, I hope you are up there at the Gold Coast wearing your Ignition for Men outfit. Are you or are you not?
Oh, well, technically I'm in neither. I've just crossed over the New South Wales border heading towards Byron for a day just to prepare myself for 23 degrees on the Gold Coast that is coming. So it's probably too hot to wear my suit right now, Timmy, and I hope it's freezing cold in Adelaide for you.
Well, you got both your wishes. Well done, mate. Well done. You'll get up there. So you're telling me, will it, from coming down south to up north, is it going to be a significant difference for players?
Every time, we either played in Darwin, which is the real difference, but in the middle of the year it's probably a bit slippery. But I never played on the Gold Coast, but I'll tell you what, if I rocked up at, what do they call it now? It used to be Metricon, the old Commonwealth Games Stadium, to play footy in the middle of winter, and it's probably looking at 22, 23 degrees, 20 degrees.
Pretty happy.
I'd be absolutely excited. Wouldn't need to warm up much, wouldn't need to stretch too much. The sun's out. There'd be blokes putting oil all over their arms. Good time to play footy, I tell you, especially in the middle of winter when you can escape, 15, 12, 13, 14, 15 degrees. If it's Melbourne, it's barely 10. And then you head up for great conditions to play fast break footy against a team who hasn't lost at home. I'd be really excited about it.
Yeah, should bring back Thursday nights in the Gold Coast. We got a forward line without Mitch Georgiades. Now, we spoke to Chad Corns, the forward coach, a bit earlier. Just have a listen as to why Charlie Dixon's taking his place.
He's attacked this 3 weeks off, as good as I've seen him train. I think it's 7 kilos now he's lost. He's moving a lot freer than he was, even in the AFL games he played early in the season, and his aerial contest has been strong, given it's only training, but his attitude's been outstanding, and he couldn't have done more in this 3-week block. So with Mitch going out, we just thought it was a sort of natural replacement against the best intercepting defence.
Yeah, so I said to Chad after all of that, he used the word, there's a lot of conjecture about it. Is there any conjecture for you, or you're happy it's a 1-for-1? He hasn't played for 4 weeks.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not on selection, Rowey, but the reality is, I must admit, I didn't think he'd come back in after not playing, but I'm not sitting in on selection, and I'm not saying how they want to play in terms of actual match-up. Do they want to look at the situation where Wicks isn't in the ruck and they go, we've got a young Ned Moyle, sweet. Do we want to isolate? Do we want to use Finlayson in that space where he has to ruck? So I can understand why they want to keep the structure. I get it. I hear exactly what Chad said right then. It's not ideal. He's 3 weeks suspended, played 1 game of footy. I'd love to know how he lost 7 kilos, because I could do with that right now. But the one thing he's missing is probably going to be touching a game, and we'll judge that when he performs. But as we've said, the biggest knock was form. He got dropped for form. He probably hasn't been able to ask that, but they've obviously picked him because of what they've seen and what they'd really like to see. And you know what? The proof's going to be in the pudding, isn't it?
Well, it will be, but if Georgiadis didn't go out, I guarantee you he wouldn't have come in.
No, that's true. I agree. Absolutely agree with that. Yeah, because Georgiadis come off 5 goals, and he's been their shining light in terms of big blokes who've been consistent this year.
We got a press conference with Ken Hinkley. He just spoke about the balance of the team. Have a listen.
Last week, our midfield were pretty dominant early in the game, but the reality is we think that leads itself to our forwards playing better, to our backs certainly playing stronger and good footy. I mean, our backs in the last couple of weeks, we held the Dogs, I think, to 28 points at the three-quarter time. The week before we played St Kilda, and I think they might have kicked 15 or 16 points in the second half. We didn't kick many more ourselves, so I think we're defending pretty well too.
A lot of reality there, Timmy.
Tredders, what do you think?
Well, it's true, isn't it? When Port's midfield came to play like they did against the Dogs, a week ago, the Dogs didn't have an answer for the contest and didn't have an answer for the scoring. And yes, in the second half they lifted, but still it was pretty much nil-all in terms of cancelled each other out. I think Port may have just won that second half marginally. They won the third quarter. I think they just lost the fourth quarter. So Ken Hinkley would have been wrapped, because the week before, you look at against St Kilda, they're denied time and space. They were 15th on the ladder. We win by 2 points. There are a few blokes out of form, or it looked a little banged up. But then the response a week later was really good. But we're going to need another response again this week, because you look at the Suns. Yes, they've copped an absolute baking, told to grow the up by their coach Damien Hardwick. Haven't won away from home, but they haven't lost at home. So that says these 4 points, like as we said last week, ultimately only worth 4. But when you're playing a team similar on the ladder, chasing that top 8 spot, then they work that bogus 8-point game. This is another one, because if you say who's claimed points in the Gold Coast this year, no one has. So if Port can get up without Miller and Whips, but you've got to look at their midfield. Anderson's a star, Holman's back, Ainsworth's ripping form, Rowe's a superstar, Flanders has played great form, and you look at their forward line in terms of, you talk about a bit of Walters, who's coming back in, he's a super talent, Lukosius is a concern, King, who's going and ripping form. It's a big challenge. So this is the bit that excites me for Port, is this is another one of those challenges. We talk about that fixture that's coming up. It's not too far away. It'll be Carlton, it'll be Sydney, it'll be Melbourne, it'll be Adelaide, it'll be Fremantle. But these are the ones that this is just as important to win this game, as you said, in different conditions away from home.
We also asked Chad Corns about the form of Todd Marshall and how he's been working with him and what he's working on. Just have a listen.
Firstly, looking at, just setting up some of his leads and contests, so he's getting better looks at goal. He's really damaging when he can deliver the ball inside 50, which we saw a couple of times last week. So I like the balance in his game last week, like a bit of inside 50 stuff and a bit of work further up the ground.
Yeah, what do you think of that? Because we spoke after the game and said, look, thought his T-Max were better. He just didn't get those opportunities, and when he got the 2, he didn't kick well.
No, he didn't, and that's probably just a bit of confidence. And as I think we said leading into the game, he probably hasn't got himself to enough contests. A bit of body language stuff. You can feel like you're up and about, but then you might not be showing it. I thought in the second half particularly, he got himself into contests. I think he laid 2 really important tackles we got scoring opportunities from. He was involved in handballing a couple of times and doing tap-ons, which got him into the game, but then got a belief of confidence from him. So, was it your 10-mark, 5-goal performance that Georgiadis got? No, it wasn't. But I thought, for me, it was, in hindsight, you can go this week, review your coach, which is Chad Corns, look at the vision, compare it to 2 weeks ago, and see a marked improvement in work rate and ability to do 1%ers. And I think if you do the 1%ers, then you get the marks and the shots on goal post that.
As a board, have you given Josh Carr a level of comfort his future's there, or if West Coast come knocking, Joshy, go for it, don't die wondering?
Well, it's all up to Josh. But no, the board they're not going to discuss that type of thing. But the reality is, mate, he's got to be on West Coast target list, which the journos are saying he is. And then it's up to what Josh wants to do. And no one's going to stand in anyone's way if he wants to go and chase a job right now. That's I think that's the reality. It's all in Josh's hands.
Okay, so that would suggest to me that there is no succession plan. There never has been, and Caro was wrong.
Nice try, Stephen.
well, why are you up there with the team? Or are you up there
he's
privately?
been driving up. He's been driving up.
Oh, have you been driving up?
He's just about to hit mine.
No.
Oh,
No, I haven't been driving up. You blokes are all over the joint. No, I came up yesterday, so I drove down to Byron from the Gold Coast. But no, I'm just got board duties on Sunday, so going to all the lunches and doing all the bits and supporter groups. It's everyone's turn. And no, Tim, there's no money involved, which is unlike you.
Because the coaches normally have a nice little cards night before the game. Have you been invited into that?
No, I'm not in the coaching panel, Stephen, as you know. So Bianca and I are up here, and we'll go back, head up to the Gold Coast Sunday morning before the game.
Beautiful.
Hey, Tredders, there was a Herald Sun article, I think yesterday, predicting who's going to finish where on the ladder. This Josh Barnes, I think his name was.
Barnesy.
He predicted that Port Adelaide would basically finish 11th and maybe have one more win.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Out of 7 games.
Barnesy's an idiot, Tim.
You can't see that happening, can you?
Know? Well, I bloody hope not, Tim, because...
Who the hell's Barnesy, Timmy?
She's a long, 8 weeks to go, whether if only win one. But no, I think, let's face it, we've said from day dot as a club, and even outside, we want to do better. So the reality is you want to keep winning, but it's like anything this time of year. At the start of the year, we all got to pick a top 8 and who's going to win a Brownlow in the finals. It's all pie in the sky stuff. And as we saw last week, no one would have predicted St Kilda to fall over Sydney. So, you look too far away in front of it, you fall flat on your face. And the reality is it's a really tough game coming up against the Gold Coast Suns on Sunday. So, I wouldn't have thought you'd be concerned if some of your players or people are looking too far ahead, because the challenges come thick and fast.
Mate, safe drive back up to the Gold Coast. Enjoy all of the hospitality that you'll obviously be receiving, and maybe come back fitting into your Ignition for Men suit, please.
Yeah, I'll be doing a reverse Charlie Dixon, I think. I might put on 7 instead of lose 7. But boys,
good work, mate. We appreciate your time.
Here. No worries. And just last one. 2026 pick 1 in the draft.
Yeah.
People are talking about a young Dougie Cochran already. He has terrorised every under 16 player there is in the Nationals. That's Stewie Cochran's boy, so watch out for him. He has dominated the 16s Nationals.
Well, there you go. Well, let's hope he's, father-son. That'd be great. At Port Adelaide. You beauty. Excellent. Good work, Tredders. At ease.
No worries, boys.
Well done, and it's all about looking good, and you want that suit to fit properly. Well, if comfort and style is important to you, call Ignition for Men, Adelaide's home of Armani, Canali, Xenia. Call in there, 54 Ponham Road, Stepney. They're good people.
And the reality about that is you'll feel really good in that suit.
You will indeed.
That really is the reality. All right, it's time to check your traffic for the same people, of course. Ignition for Men, they've got top brand tailor-fitted men's suits and casual wear. They're at 54 Ponham Road, Stepney.
G'day, Collinswood. Burst Water Main to look out for. North East Road near Galway Avenue. A couple of smaller bingles, one at Flagstaff Hill, Corridor, Stobie Pole, Black Road near the Boulevard. Another one at Seaford Rise, Barbados Drive near Endeavour Drive. Busy right now, South Road at Thebbets in both directions, with the camera Main North Road at Blakeview. Dan Murphy's don't match prices, they beat them. Johnny Walker Black Label Blended Scotch Whisky, 700ml, just $48 for My Dan's members. Ends Sunday. Choose to drink wise, T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Hi folks, you can join me live from the Kent Town Hotel on Friday the 26th of July as we celebrate the legendary Kenneth George Cunningham's 85th birthday. From 12pm you'll hear a live conversation with Cornsey with the man himself, our great mate KG. Tickets are sold out, but you can still experience the event live right here on 5AA or on the 5AA Facebook and YouTube live stream. Don't forget, tune in. All thanks to Steinborner Automotive. It's always worth the trip. Hyundai, Ford, Mitsubishi and Mazda across the group. Steinborner.com.au.
Ageism takes away my rights. The right to make my own decisions, be safe, and be treated with dignity and respect. Sometimes people assume I can't do something because of my age. They exclude me, and I feel invisible and sad. Ageism can lead to mistreatment, neglect, and other forms of abuse. How do you treat the older people in your life? For more information, search SA Health Tackling Ageism. A message from the Government of South Australia.
On the lookout for a new Nissan Qashqai? Look no further than Adelaide Hills Nissan. We've got stock available now at incredible prices with unbeatable Adelaide Hills Nissan service. Come see Tian, Simon and our local team at Adelaide Hills Nissan in Bridgewater. LMVD 325189.
For most businesses, PC brands, well, 4-hour service guarantee, well, that means they'll call you back in 4 hours. But not at Leader Systems, no siree. 4-hour service guarantee on the Leaders business range means they'll come to your work site, they'll have you back in business inside 4 hours.
Leader computers are made here in Adelaide with better service, better support and a speedy turnaround time. You're dealing with people that live here, and when it comes to servicing or support, it happens in Adelaide, not overseas or in a state just up the road.
Correct. Leader System don't have to send off anything for repair either. They'll take care of everything right here so they can provide that 4-hour service guarantee on their business range. Now, they'll have you back up and running inside that 4 hours. So if you want to grow your business and get behind a Leader, find your local Leader dealer at leadersystems.com.au.
It's Milton from Vidoulis Garden Centre. After 64 years, Vidoulis Garden Centre is closing its doors with huge savings on all stock. Now is the best time to come in and grab a bargain. Plants, pots, fertilisers and tools, gifts, homewares and outdoor furniture. It's all got to go. First in, best dressed. Vidoulis Garden Centre's closing down sale. On now while stocks last. Main North Road, Gawler, opposite the racecourse.
Some blocks of land are flat. Some aren't. Some may need a retaining wall. Some may need more than that. But for all blocks, Rossdale is there to help. They'll do a free site inspection, tell you what you need to know about your land, and save you time and money in the end. Whether it's a custom home, standard design, split level or 2-storey, Rossdale has it covered. Now that's a builder you can trust. Rossdale Homes, because trust is a must.
Right now, the comfort of home and the safety of your family are more important than ever. Ken Hall Plumbers are here to help when you need us with essential plumbing, electrical and roofing services. Blocked toilet, no hot water, faulty gas heater or leaking roof. We'll take care of your home while you take care of your family. Working safely since 1983. Ken Hall Plumbers, 8364 5855.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Yeah, it's 25 minutes after 5 and it's our Footy Friday for Rusden Wines. We're live at West Lakes, the Mosaic Hotel. If you've got time before 6, come and join us. There's free drink tickets going around. There's some sample ticket giveaways as well for the weekend, so there's lots to get involved with. We're taking your calls for that bottle of Rusden Blackgut Shiraz, 8223 0000 if you want to get involved.
Absolutely. Let's go to the phones and speak to Dennis. G'day, Dennis.
Hey, Tim goes, Stephen. Two quick points. Number one, Timmy, Jed McIntyre is a midfielder. The last 2 weeks he's been outstanding in the midfield at the Magpies, and he's wasted on half-forward flank.
Yeah, it's a tough position, isn't it, Dennis? Tough one, that one.
He ain't getting in the Ports midfield.
Also, I've shown a lot of concern myself. Darcy Moore, that knee that went into Petrarca caused a lot of injury. 2 weeks ago he did the same thing to Jared Witts, and he came out of that with a fractured vertebrae. Is there any concern about the way players go up with their knee up?
Well, the day they ban that's the day I'm giving up the game. You want to see that banned, do you, Dennis? God, we've been doing it since Adam was a boy.
Yeah, but geez, it's caused some bad injuries.
Yeah, whether it's just a coincidence that it was so close together, you wouldn't want to see a pattern of it. I'll give you that, Dennis, because then you'd be going,
well, how do you police that? You've got to jump up like a tin soldier.
You can't.
How do you take a screamer?
But I think
you can't police everything.
Yourself?
If it was a stoppage, you might question it, because there's that opportunity at a stoppage. But now they banned third up. It's very difficult to do that anymore. So, but yeah, I think.
But ruckmen go at each other 100 times a game, knees up.
Not like they used to.
Well, no.
When they used to come like.
Oh, well, correct.
20 metres
away.
So
they police that. Oh, my God. Now, I'm sorry, Dennis, if you're angling for that to be ruled out of the game. God, where do we stop? But thanks for your call. Love your interaction. Let's go to Rhinella. Hello, Joe.
Hello, boys. How are you?
Yeah, good, Joe.
I'm a bit confused with the umpiring when it comes to tagging a really good player. With Heaney, I watched that over and over again, and that guy was pulling on his shirt, pulling on his shorts, and he was trying to get away from him. The ball wasn't there. Where does the holding rule come in?
Well, it's probably up to a good umpire, and that's why they got 4, but they can't get it right. The rules can't get it right. Back in our day, if you grabbed John Wynn, he'd break your nose and still play. I mean, there's got to be somewhere. We don't want the John Wynn, but then we don't want umpires not picking it up. We want ball players to be able to play the ball.
It was why the fourth one was,
Joe.
It was why the fourth one was brought in.
Correct.
To find things like that, either up forward or down back, and just go, okay, you can't do that.
And how's it going for him, Timmy?
Well, it's a punch in the nose.
Keep taking your calls after the 5:30 headlines coming up. 8223 0000 if you want to win that Rusden Blackgut Shiraz.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
Consumer Group Choice has released its first report into supermarket prices. Aldi is the cheapest major grocery chain. Coles and Woolworths were both more expensive with little difference between their prices.
The thing I find most depressing about that is how Coles and Woolworths are basically interchangeable for pricing.
It's not competition as we traditionally understand, is it?
David Penberthy rejoins Will Goodings for 5AA Breakfast, Monday, July 22.
It's too coincidental.
On Adelaide's 5AA.
Now's the time to get into your new Mazda with great drive-away deals across the range. Experience the agile Mazda CX-3 Sport from $29,990 drive away. Or enjoy the versatile Mazda CX-5 Max, now from $37,990 drive away. There's a perfect Mazda waiting for you. Visit your local dealer and drive away today. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. See Mazda.com.au for details.
We've all got our favourites in life, and you know who ours is. The great people at Rusden Wines. You go up the Barossa, the ancient soils, the old vines, but plenty of the first-class wines.
We like Rusden Wine Friday, don't we?
We
and your
certainly
must-stop is this weekend. Get up there, see our cobbers at Rusden. We've done the trip. I love the black guts.
The amount of people I've sent there. And they love it.
There's the Boundaries, the Uncle Willie's, the Christian, the Ripper Creek.
Well, I'm having a good shepherd with pizza tonight.
Are you?
Because it goes well.
Shepherd, done. All right.
Done.
Wow.
Now, the Rusden family boasts 7 generations of great growing experience. This is why they're so good at it.
Yep.
And they reckon that they got that pretty special patch of dirt out there. The climate's ideal, and they can produce their quality wines year in, year out. So trust me, you won't be disappointed with whatever wine you go for.
My word.
Go for them all.
Yeah, do that. Do yourself a favour. Take a visit to their cellar door in the Barossa. Make your next red a Rusden. Check out rusdenwines.com.au.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
With the latest news headlines, I'm David Bruce. 2 Russian-born Australians are facing lengthy jail terms after being charged of 1 count each of preparing for an espionage offence. US President Joe Biden has made more blunders at the NATO summit in Washington, including introducing Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky as President Putin. It's been revealed 2 Australians who were found dead in a hotel room in the Philippines had been tied up. And Lions coach Chris Fagan thinks AFL coaches don't get enough respect. Now checking 5AA traffic.
There's more crash to look out for at Seaford Rise, Barbados Drive near Endeavour Drive. Got a car for your Stobie pole getting cleaned up at the moment at Flagstaff Hill, Black Road near the Boulevard, and Collinswood Boost Water Main slowing up proceedings for the drive home North East Road near Galway Avenue. Cameras tonight, Manton Street, Hindmarsh and Phillip Highway and Elizabeth South. Warm up with Flight Centre's 6-night Hawaii getaway from just $2,000 for 2 adults. Plus over $2,400 in bonus value. Book your winter escape at Flight Centre today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The latest forecast now. Showers developing tomorrow, a top of 15 after an overnight low of 8 degrees. It's now 13. More news at 6. And as it happens on 5AA.
What makes Ray White the big name in business broking?
They're people, like multi-time SA Business Broker of the Year, Brett Buckley, and his team of business professionals. They take a deep dive into your business, finding value and potential, and they know what they're looking for, because they know businesses. They're not real estate salespeople trying to sell businesses, they're business people selling businesses. If you want to know what your business is worth, touch base with Brett. Search Ray White Business Sales SA, multiple Business Broker of the Year awards.
It's the show that's given away over 1.6 million.
Yes, yes!
It's the show that makes dreams become real. Deal or no deal. 6 o'clock weeknights on 10 and 10 Play.
Harvey Norman, home of the new Samsung Galaxy range with Galaxy AI. Amazing pre-order bonus offers on now. Pre-order the new Galaxy Z Flip 6 or the Galaxy Z Fold 6 and receive a bonus 1 year of Samsung Care Plus and a $400 gift card. Pre-order the Galaxy Watch Ultra and get a bonus $250 gift card. Or pre-order the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro and get a bonus $80 gift card. Hurry, offers end July 30. Harvey Norman, home of the new Samsung range with Galaxy AI. Conditions apply.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
27 minutes to 6. 6 o'clock tonight, we're heading off to the MCG, Collingwood and Geelong for a huge Friday night blockbuster to get us started for round 18. We are live at the Mosaic Hotel in West Lakes for you if you want to come join us before we are done at 6 for our Footy Friday. We're taking your calls, 8223 0000. A bottle of Rusden Black Gut Shiraz to give away. Very shortly, Roger Rashid will join us to talk Wimbledon.
Absolutely, yes. Well, we're going to go to the phones, aren't we? Yeah, I think we're going to shortly get there.
Oh, hang on, we'll get to them in a second.
Yeah,
so here's a few unique homestyle food texts, because we were talking before when Port Adelaide had their team drop at 4:30. We spoke to Chad Corns. He told us that Charlie Dixon is back into the team. Spoke about the balance and things. There's a few texts here. Gary from Shido Park says, the last 2 wins were based on mobility and teamwork balance. Dixon coming in makes Port's side less mobile and too focused on him in the forward line, who doesn't mark enough entries. They can't afford to lose, and I fear they will. Do you agree with that sentiment?
I was surprised at the selection, and like I said, on a nice day and all the rest of it, I think we still had the 3 tools that we're able to manipulate and use, including Sweet going forward. So I was still surprised, but I probably still would have gone that way. So I am surprised at the selection.
They sound like they're nervous about their aerial power. I mean, 3
Without
times,
Georgiades.
3 times Chad said they're the best aerial team D50, and he named the 3 players that do very well. They're Ballard's obviously one, South Australian. I'd be more concerned about the flexibility and the ground coverage. Now, I thought maybe McEntee would come back. He was the best in the Sam for the last 2 weeks. He doesn't. Willie Rioli's not there. We don't have Sam Powell-Pepper. Anyway, they know what they're doing. I was surprised. You and I both thought he wouldn't get in. He is, and away they go. Let's go to our callers. Hello, Tony at Mawson Lakes.
Hey, guys. I've just got run through some stats. I'll be very quick. Nixie talks about we have to get better. So I thought I'd look at this tonight and go, why aren't we? And I just did some stats on disposal efficiency. Quite revealing. The back half of the team are at 75, high 70s, 80% disposal efficiency. The centre players, apart from Matty Crouch-Berry and Schomburg, interestingly, they all lack. They're under 70% and quite into the mid-60s. They're not good. Go forward, some statistics are there, which is Fogarty, Cook, Rankin, really high in their disposal effectiveness. Others really lack. So when you look at the team, and in the rucks, when you compare O'Brien, Strawn, say Himmelberg and Philthorpe you can't because he hasn't had a lot of footy, but those other 3, Strawny is just clear daylight to the rest on disposal efficiency. So I find that really revealing.
Yeah, you're right, and they had a crack at him, and sadly was up against a player in Grundy that ripped him a new one.
I think it's...
And they sent him straight back.
I think it's just interesting that he gets a go against the best ruck, and he gets a go without any ruck support, so that there's a case to say he needs to go back.
Yeah.
How about he gets to be in the team for a bit longer, and he gets some ruck support like the other fella gets when he's in the team, and you might show a
That's what
result.
I would have done, but they didn't quite have the the courage for that, because Riley O'Brien's 2 games in the Sanford weren't good enough to come back in. But they thought, well, that's a big enough, Watski, that they've made the call.
And they were moving on Briggs that next game, weren't they?
That's exactly right. Thank you, Tony. Let's go to Grange. Hello, Betsy.
Yeah, g'day, Betsy.
Hello,
Hello, Bet.
I'm here.
And we've got you loud and clear, young Bet.
You know the Crow Eaters, about the Crow Eaters under 16?
Yes, they had a very, very good win, and one particular player was very good, apparently.
That's right. They won the first game at Theberton last week. They won the second game on Tuesday up in Queensland. And today they lost by 1 point.
Oh, damn it. Have you got a family member in there, Betsy?
Yeah, Dougie Cochran and Tom Cochran.
Wow.
Dougie's up in Queensland and he's been voted the best player.
How proud of you.
How good's that?
Betsy, that is fantastic. So will he qualify father-son Port Adelaide?
Yes. They've had very good, yes, I know Stuart. They're very good. They're very good tutors. On both
Yes,
sides.
indeed.
So they're and Tom
Be very proud, Betsy. So that's your grandson?
great-grandson.
Great-grandson?
Yes, I'm getting old.
Well,
Watch them all the time. Watch them, nurse them.
Oh, that is beautiful. Well, Betsy, we look forward to him developing, and thanks for calling, and congratulations for being best player. Let's go to Port Augusta. Hello, Johnny.
Hi, boys. Hello, blokes. Yeah, that'd be great.
Gee, a bit flat, mate. Come on, fire up, Johnny.
I look forward to that in a couple of years' time, right? I will fire up. I'm going to have a crack at you in a minute. But I look forward to that in a couple of a young Cochrane coming through, because his grandfather, Stuart's old man, or his uncle, I'm not sure, was tied up with my club, West Augusta, years ago, back in the mid-'80s. But, coached him. I know he played for Central District, but he did coach them.
Right.
But I'm going to get to Matthew Dixon in a second, but for where I'm now, I can get in Chapel and you ask him, Rowey, about Steve Waugh, please.
Are we still on this? You're flogging a dead horse, Johnny.
I'm talking about Matthew Dix.
Okay. Well, you brought in Steve Waugh and all of that.
No, forget it. Don't worry about it. Sorry, mate. What are you going to call for that? Like, a lot of people want it technically, and all the rest of it. What are people going to call for, what's his name, Matthew Dixon's head? He coached about 29%, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, they're on a bit of a build. They're in a different phase. Thanks, Johnny. We've got to move on because we've got a couple of bets coming up. Can I just do this? We're round 18. We've got something coming up. We're round 18. Let's do a bit of a stock take of sorts, or a health check on our clubs.
Yes.
Who can win the premiership from here? Now, there's a number of stats that they bring out. This is a Lee Matthews one. And each of the last 10 premiers have ranked top 6 in these categories from here. So if you're not top 6 in these 10 categories right now, you can't win the flag.
How many categories?
So here it is. Points against from turnover, points from turnover differential, which is a massive stat, they say, the differential ones. D50 to F50 scores and inside 50 differentials. The 2 best clubs, well, the only 2 that are in that zone, I'm trying to brief this, are Swans and the Lions.
Wow.
There's one club just out of it, and that's called Carlton. And Carlton are out by 1. Fremantle are third best. They're the second, 5th, 7th. They've got to improve there. Port Adelaide have only got to prove points against, and they'll be in that zone. So what I'm saying is they're very, 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 very close. And look, it's just a stat.
Yeah.
People are going to ask.
The Herald Sun reporter said Port were going to be 11th.
Yeah, he did.
It's analysis.
I'm keeping
analysis,
that article.
Receipts,
Points from turnover differential. So you might score 60 points from a turnover, and the opposition scores 68. That's -8.
Yeah.
So differential, that's the area where Port's got to get better at, and we know that, and they'll do that by winning stoppage. Then the quick question is, where do Crows sit on those those key stats. 15th, 17th, 16th, 15th, 11th. So they've got some work to do.
Yeah. And
so it'd be fair to say they can't win it from here.
It does correlate, though, doesn't it?
No, it does.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say it again. Each of the last 10 premiers have ranked top 6 or better in these categories. It doesn't lie. That's a pretty big stat.
Got to be doing things right. Let's go to Strathalbyn. G'day, Sean.
Fellas, just with Port selection, I'm just a bit worried. Like even bringing Charlie in, there's no. He'll bring the ball to the ground, but we don't really have any genuine crummers up there without Willie Rioli.
Yeah. And I presume, Sean, that they're going to play, one of those midfielders down there like Horn Francis and a Rosie and the like. But yeah, it seemed a flawed theory.
I'm putting Jason Horn Francis straight in what they call the cage.
Yeah, correct.
And their bum cheeks will twitch.
And it sounded like Chad put that on the magnet board.
Yeah.
early in the selection
And Josh Carr took it off.
I think he got it, yeah.
I'm standing with him in the goal square.
Yeah.
Well, imagine Charlie Ballard standing that.
Or anyone.
He's good.
He's quite amazing. His acceleration, his vertical leap, his hands are great. Yeah, I'm with you. One-on-one, you just kick it advantage side, and I reckon you've got the job done.
Yeah, Thank you, Sean. X-factor, doesn't he? It is 17 minutes to 6. We're going to get Roger Rashid on the line next, talking Wimbledon, and Terry McAuliffe with his tips with Timmy on the weekend ahead. For top brand, tailor-fitted men's suits and casual wear, see Ignition for men. They're at 54 Paynham Road, Stepney. Here's your traffic.
Small bingo to look out for tonight at Seaford Rise, Barbados Drive near Endeavour Drive, Flagstaff Hill, Carvey, Stobie Pole, Blake Road near the Boulevard, and Collinswood, Burstwater Main, North East Road near Galway Avenue. Slow going, Port Adelaide for Works, Commercial Road near Charlton Street, with a camera, Yulee Road at Blakeview. Dan Murphy's don't match prices, they beat them. Hahn Superdry 330ml bottles, 24 case, just $47 for My Dan's members. Ends Sunday, choose a drink wise, T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sport Show. He's one of Adelaide's favourite sons. He loves his Adelaide Crows, and each week he joins David and Will to share his footy tips and have a few laughs. Catch Fitzy thanks to the new McSmart meal from Macca's. 2 burgers, small fries and small soft drink. $6.95. T's and C's apply.
G'day, it's Rory Sloane. When you buy a Leader computer, you're buying a computer made in Adelaide. You're dealing with people that live in Adelaide. And when it comes to servicing or support, it all happens in Adelaide. Not overseas, not interstate. Leader don't have to send anything off for repair. They take care of everything here. So grow your business and get behind a Leader. Leader Computers, find your local dealer at leadersystems.com.au.
Hi, I'm Lynn Andrews. The Lynn Andrews team have seen a lot of change in real estate over the past 50 years, but one thing remains unchanged. Our passion to help people invest in their future. To build strong property portfolios in either the residential or the commercial sectors. Our commitment to property investment over the years means we have a wealth of knowledge to share. We're here to help you. Visit lynnandrews.com.au.
So what's for dinner?
Chanellas!
Yeah, look, when it comes to dinner, or for that matter, lunch, the chefs at Chanellas have done all the hard work for you. Now, the stunning pre-prepared meals, cooked daily using the freshest local ingredients, they're all ready for you to take home right now.
Their pasta dishes, the winter warmers, the soups, the lamb shanks with creamy mash, full roast, a range of tasty curries and so much more, all lovingly prepared by the chefs at Chanellas.
Yeah, fair dinkum. That is dinner sorted, or lunch even. Jump onto Chanellas' website or order in-store today. Chanellas, it's a way of life.
Built like a brick house. Basic Trailers build all types of trailers here in Adelaide. Locally made with Australian steel, you get 12 months warranty and factory direct pricing. Visit basictrailers.com.au. Basic Trailers. Basically, better.
At Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, we've launched out of the starting blocks and we're flying down the track with our huge demo clearance. All demos are going to race out the door, like Demo T-Rocks from only $35,990 drive away. We're first for easy on-site finance options and top of the podium for convenient next-day servicing with complimentary loan vehicles. Get in first for Mawson Lakes Volkswagen's huge demo clearance. Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city. Rego S22 3CYX. Every South Australian deserves a place to call home. That's why the state government has developed the Housing Roadmap, providing more rights for renters, helping more first home buyers by abolishing stamp duty on new homes and building more public and affordable houses. We're making big moves now to open more doors for this generation and the next. To learn more, visit housingroadmap.sa.gov.au. A message from the Government of South Australia.
With more stores close to home and everyday low prices, great food lives at Foodland, the mighty South Aussies.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
In Westlake's Terry McAuliffe is only moments away, and at 6 o'clock we'll take you to the MCG for Friday night footy. Collingwood up against the Cats.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, it's all happening. Getting to the pointy end of Wimbledon, and of course the women's final has been decided, the men's yet to be decided, and to get it, get the insight into all of it, it's our resident tennis expert, our good friend Roger Rashid joins us. G'day, Rog.
Timmy, Rowey, how are you, boys?
Great man.
Mate, is it a little bit of a surprise what's ended up in the women's final? We've got sort of Paolini, of course, that's come through, but the big story, now let me get the pronunciation right.
Come on, Timmy.
Krejcikova.
Krejcikova, what Timmy? Great result, son.
Yes.
Well, you mentioned her. You got to remember she's a 2021. She won the French Open. So she's also, she's a quarterfinalist of the Aussie Open this year as well. She's won 10 doubles Grand Slams. So she's actually a very accomplished player. She also had a 2-love head-to-head record against Rybakina. So when they, yes, it was a shock on grass, considering her opponent was a 2022 champion. But she's definitely got the weapons. There's no doubt about that. She's been number 2 in the world as well. So there's a lot of, I guess she had a lot in the bank when she, in reserve to drill down on. It wasn't.
She took some big names with her, though, didn't she, on the way?
Yeah, she has. She got Collins, Ostapenko, big hitters, big ball strikers, and so I guess she sort of was geared up for this tennis match. And the beauty is with tennis, as you know, with any sport, as you know, we lace them up on the day. It's about the day. It's not the head-to-head. It's not what's gone on in the past. It's really about the emotions of the day. And I thought she controlled her emotions on the court, and that's really what's taken place in both the women's semi-finals. You mentioned Paolini, who's 5'4". She's only just slightly taller than you, Timmy, but and they played the. Is that? I'm not sure. What is he, Rowey? What are you to me?
5'4". 5'4".
Yeah. I might be 5'4" now. I'm shrinking, Rog.
well, we're eventually getting to that number. They played the longest semi-finals in Wimbledon history. Paolini and also Donna Becic, and Becic was 3-1 up in the third set. She actually made some interesting comments saying, "My body, I've just never felt pain through my body like that." So maybe there was anxiety, conditioning, all things. Semi-finals, you're at Wimbledon. That was sort of, I guess, her nemesis at the end. But a great story for the young Italian who's had a sensational year, Jasmine Paolini. Yeah.
Should be a good final. How did you see the men coming through? Of course, very sad that our own Alex de Minaur couldn't compete against Novak, but I actually said that would probably do Novak the world of good, missing that one.
Yeah, good call for sure. But you know what it's given him as well, boys? It's given him 3 full days off. Now, and when you think about that, it's a bit eerie. It's like having, because you normally sort of get into your routine and you play a match, you have a day off, you get into the match mode. Whereas when you've got a couple of days another couple of days, it's how do I look after those days and not sort of get into almost holiday mode, if you know what I mean? Because there's no one around on the courts. The practice courts are empty. It's just the last few players around. But as again, same thing again. Novak's been there so many times. It's irrelevant. I think it'll just be game day as usual. He comes out probably the freshest he's ever come out. He's only played guys ranked 123, 277, 47. His highest has been Holger Rune at 15, who didn't really fire a shot. So Alex was going to be the big test for him, and now so he gets that pathway through to Musetti, the Italian, another Italian, 22-year-old. They played a 5-setter at the French Open. You might not remember, only about a month ago. It finished just after 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
So he's got some history, Massetti, and he feels like he can get with him. He's played a couple of 5-setters against him. I'm not sure whether his serve's going to be big enough on grass to do it on a grass court. I think you need to be able to win some free points on your serve. I don't think Massetti does, but he does play with great attitude, and he's got some variety in his game. So it's going to be an interesting watch, and there's definitely. The one thing that's going to happen is very physical. It's going to be a physical encounter.
Yeah. Well, if they cheer, this is the English crowd for Massetti. Massetti sounds like a boo.
It'll be going. It will be happening, Rowey. It will be happening.
Will.
No doubt.
It will. No question.
The only thing about it, though, Rowey, is that is like spinach to Popeye for Novak.
Correct. Yeah. Yep.
You know, he just puts the blinkers on, his eyes light up, and he says, right, it's me versus you, let's go to work.
Yeah, he will. The other one's going to be interesting, Alcaraz and Medvedev.
Yeah, they played last year in the semis. A bit different 12 months down the track. Alcaraz thumped him last year in the semi-finals. Medvedev defeated Sinner here, played really well to get to this stage. Alcaraz, Tommy Paul, who was a very good player as well, lost the first set, Alcaraz. Couple of different things. Medvedev's, he's an intelligent athlete who learns a lot from playing some opponents on similar surfaces. So he's now, look, he's got a big serve. For a guy who's 6'6", his movement and his reach keeps him in the game all the time, and he's playing a lot. His ball goes flat through the court, so he's quite a dangerous proposition for Alcaraz on a different level 12 months down the track. Also, I believe now he thinks he can win this title, whereas 12 months ago, if you asked him, the semi-finals would have been, wow, I couldn't believe I made it this far. So that brings you to another level. The problem he has with Alcaraz is that from every place in the court, Alcaraz can hit a winner. He's got that big beastly game where he can generate pace and different types of spins, and that's the trouble that Medvedev will have. So it will be sort of first strike tennis. If you get an opportunity, you better control the ball. Otherwise, you know, the Spaniard's going to try and get you on the move pretty rapidly, and then you're in some trouble. So that's intriguing, the way that's going to be played out as a chess game, I feel, and it'll be interesting challenge for Alcaraz.
And just a word or two, Jordan Thompson and Max Purcell, they're in the final. I mean, God, that's going to be an absolute ripper Saturday night.
Yeah, that's going to be a beauty. I mean, this is the beauty of tennis, isn't it? We tend to focus heavily on the singles, but there are a whole lot of different lanes. You can play doubles and mixed doubles at the majors, and for these guys to be put in that place, Max Purcell's already won a Wimbledon title, so for him to get there again, I think they'll get through. I think the Aussies are going to walk away with the big heart. Yeah.
No, well done, Rog. Really appreciate your time, buddy. All the best.
See you, boys.
Roger Rashid, tennis expert, and from one expert to another, racing.com. Here we go.
Timmy and Terry's tips.
All right, Tez. Now, you got some work to do, mate, last week. I think I was the only one that pulled in a winner.
Oh, God.
Well, what price was it, Timmy?
$3.60.
Hey, that's a bit snappy, Tez. He picked a winner, mate. Doesn't matter if it's short, he picked a winner.
$3.60, favourite child, it was called.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's running again tomorrow. It's in good form. It's one of its last three. You sticking, Timmy?
No, I'm not.
No?
No,
Okay.
I'm not. I think we got our value with it last week. I'm going to move on, but I want to know your two first.
Yeah, well, I'm going to go back to the two that I gave a fortnight ago when you weren't around, and they both won, and thankfully Rowey blew the trumpet for me last week because I didn't want to do it myself. I'm going to stick with them again. So race 3, number 6, Smiling Assassin, and race 5, number 7, Chosen Miss. But I'm going to give you one other one. Now, this horse has been an absolute purse destroyer. He's been a favourite for the bookies because he keeps running favourite. He keeps getting beaten. But I think tomorrow is the day for race 8, number 3, Maricourt. I think it'll win tomorrow. Todd panel going on, blinkers going back on, 1,400 metres on its home track at Murray Bridge. I think it'll be winning race 8, number 3, Maricourt.
Blinkers on.
Okay, now, Terry, I got Adelaide race 3, number 6. What was Adelaide race 5?
Number 7, Chosen Miss.
Okay. Chosen Miss yet. Good
right, way you go, Timmy. No pressure, mate.
For me,
come on, mate.
For a win, Adelaide race 5, I'm going Ballon d'Or because the soccer's on. The Euros are on.
Serious?
Yeah, this is how I base my tipping.
Really?
You're kidding me.
And look, sometimes it comes out.
Keep going.
Next one, I'm going against Terry again.
Tim, I haven't got the form guide in front of me, so have I given you the wrong race for chosen this? Because it wouldn't be running against Ballon d'Or.
Well, maybe I've given you the wrong.
Oh, come on.
Oh, Timmy,
I have.
one job.
No, I have. Adelaide Race 10, number 5.
Oh, that's better.
Sorry, Adelaide Race 10, number
Great
5, Ballon d'Or.
Tez, great pickup.
Yeah, good pickup, Tez.
No, I just
That's
knew
why-
they wouldn't be running against one another because one's more of a sprinter and chosen miss is more
There
of
you
a
go.
distance sort. So, yeah.
The beauty of that is that's why it's Tim and Terry's tips. This is why we're a combo.
All right, what's the other one?
And the value, Adelaide Race 8, number 4, Fluorio Flipper, each one.
Okay.
Yeah, and that is because of Fluorio milk. So, there's a lot of substance behind both of my tips today. Terry?
No, well, you're the man in form. You had the winner last week, I didn't. So hopefully there's one amongst our 5 tips we're giving the punters for this weekend.
You're a good man, Terry. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy your weekend.
Well done, Tez.
Terry McAuliffe, racing.com.
The best part about all this, we're live at the Mosaic Hotel, but we're in the sports bar. As soon as Terry came on and started giving his tips, this place is quiet as church mice.
Hush.
Unbelievably
And then
brilliant.
when Timmy gave his tips, the noise came up.
I saw 5 people run straight to the
You
tap.
did. But listen, we're down at the Mosaic. Do yourself a favour, even if you're not in this area or this catchment, if you like. This is next level now.
It's a great sports bar.
Bring your kids up, your grandkids upstairs. This is a
Oh,
great sports bar.
I thought you were going to say to the
No,
tap.
but it brings back good memories. Brings back...
Oh, absolutely,
Well,
yeah.
it does.
I thought you said bring your grandkids to the tab. I thought that
Upstairs. So we play
mini
play
putt.
golf.
Yeah, got the
I
ex-golf
did
driving.
that. I did it Wednesday. Yeah, I did it Wednesday.
It is outstanding, isn't it? We have to get going. Before we do, it is our Footy Friday for Rusden, which means we have a Black Guts to give away. Who did you want it to be?
I
our
liked
winner?
Sean about Port Adelaide's Inns. I think he's at Strathalbyn, but I'm sure that they drink Black Guts down there as well.
They would, of course.
What about Betsy, the 90-year-old, whose great-great-grandchild...
Dougie Cochrane.
Yeah.
Well, listen to the support for that.
No,
your man's out, my girl's in.
No, I don't want to be responsible for... I don't want to be responsible for Betsy falling over after she's at the
Well,
Black
guess
Guts.
what? We've been told it's too late to change. Sean's got the win, so producers told us.
Betsy, stiff. You were stiff by
unpopular
Port
winner.
Grey.
I'll get her an English breakfast.
Unpopular winner. It's time to head to the MCG. Thanks for joining us once again. 5AA footy across the weekend with Crows and Port Adelaide, and we're back on Monday from 4. Have a great weekend.
Woo! The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Harris Scarf Big Stock Take Sale is on now. Save up to 60% off air fryers, kettles and toasters, plus 40 to 60% off cookware by Tefal Scanpan.